Okay, welcome to another edition of Discovering Foundational Truths. My name is John Lemus.
Director Mullah.
You got it.
Gaza.
Hussein Ambroa.
You might want to move up, bro. Let me hear you. The reason why we get together is just any area which you're struggling with, whether it be relationships or money or finances, or it's just you just don't know the truth about what God thinks about that area. So, my first question, you guys, is actually going to be, how would you describe yourself? How would you describe yourself?
Well, I say calm person until somebody mess with me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
calm and collected. Okay. How would you describe yourself?
It depends who's asking.
No, I'm asking you. How would you describe yourself?
I'll say I'm persistent.
Persistent?
Yeah.
What about you? Haji?
Determined.
Determined?
I would say honestly determined.
Honestly determined? Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
How would I describe myself? Wow. It's actually morphing out to more and more stuff. I would say busy right now. That's okay, here's one that goes along with that. How old do you feel right now? Do you feel old?
I feel young.
So what makes you feel young?
Since my hair been growing back, I feel young.
Line back up. Get the lineup going.
My lineup is back, so I feel young. I probably say I feel like in my 20s.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
How young do you feel, Mo?
Honestly, I feel old because I'm always around like younger guys from soccer,
Okay.
and I see my performance degrading compared to them a little bit. So it does make me feel old nowadays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Young or old, brother?
I feel like I got a responsibility of a 30-year-old, so I feel old.
So you feel old?
Yeah.
Man, I'm feeling a little bit younger right now, but I'm still up there. I've slowed down in sports and all that stuff, but yeah. I don't know if I feel 55, but I don't even know what it's supposed to feel like, you know, because I just
Never know. You just gotta live it, right?
I'll be 56 in May, so.
All right now.
Okay, how often do you zone out? Do you ever zone out?
Yeah, like I was in the car chilling.
Yeah,
30
okay.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah, I put time to actually zone out from my own, quality time.
Okay. Do you zone out at all?
I don't.
You're busy.
Yeah, I don't believe I zone out.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, it'll probably like if I'm listening to an audiobook or something like that, whether it's like I'm not paying attention to what is being said. I hear it, but I'm not listening to it.
Yeah.
So probably, but not to just zone out or something.
Can we define zone out? Maybe I'm getting it wrong.
Yeah, the word
That's
zone
okay.
out basically is like you're there, but you're not really engaged in
Yeah.
what's going on. You know, you kind of just, you use your imagination or you.
Okay,
Yeah,
I,
thinking of something else.
misunderstood that. For me, it was like being productive, locking in, and just get rid of all
Yeah, zoning out
distractions,
means,
phone
yeah,
out,
okay.
everything out the way.
Okay.
That's me zoning out. But I'm getting things done.
Okay. Who are the people or who is the person you trust the most?
Uh,
What do you think? Do you have somebody you trust?
nah, I can't say that one.
No. He don't even trust himself.
Yeah, that's not. We're humans, that's all I said,
Okay. Success leans on trust.
I mean,
Belief.
to me, if I could say that there's probably like a couple people that I trust. Wavy is one of them.
Okay.
My
Appreciate
brother, Omar, and then like my friend Greg, and my other friend like Jeff. They're just like they'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, it's simple as
Like
that.
so, like
Yeah,
and
I
they're
mean-
not, and they're always there when you need them. So
Yeah.
that's how I feel like.
Yeah, in my point of view, I don't even feel like somebody can trust me because I have my own free will. And I
Nobody's
make my own
perfect, though.
decisions. So, and I'm gonna make my decisions for me, not for anybody else.
So he trusts you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his own decision though. It's not my
I'm saying,
decision.
yeah, it's your decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I
So
don't
who do
backstab.
you don't
nobody.
trust anybody else, you're saying?
I believe in people. I don't trust them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
All right. So trust is a strong word.
Yeah, that's going too far.
Okay.
Who do you trust?
I mean, I honestly trust all four of y'all.
Good respect that.
I definitely trust myself because I don't lie to myself anymore. I don't lie to anybody else that I know of. I've changed that all up because I used to tell little white lies here and there, even to my wife. Now I just tell her like it is, and she got to deal with her own issues,
Right.
But trust my principle. here's a bunch of people I trust. I'm saying the more you can trust somebody else, the more you trust yourself, because you're giving away something that you need to have in yourself. So if you think you have to keep your circle small, then you're gonna kind of
The way I define it is somebody that you can, for me, trust somebody that you can go to, and like, if you ever like ask them for anything or come with them with any problem, they're not gonna like judge you or whatever. Like, it's unconditional. Like, you trust them because they show you unconditional love. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
okay. That's a good way to look at it. All right, what are some things you need to let go of? Think about what are some things you got going on right now that just got to go?
I could say gambling a little bit.
Gambling, yeah. Especially after last week.
Yeah, that was a wild one.
Yeah, that was a
Three-piece.
That was a tight one. Yeah. So gambling is definitely one. I'm telling you, there is no getting ahead in gambling. I've been around money a long time. I've been
Right.
around pool a long time. I've been around betting horses, betting dogs. I've never wanted to trade my life for anybody that gambles.
Understood.
Some of the best pool players in the world, if you're that good at a talent and you're still broke, something's wrong. And what it is they'll play a tournament, they'll win, they'll beat everybody's heads off, and then they'll go and play the machines and just stick the
Give it back,
$2,500,
yeah.
give right back to somebody else. Yeah, I'm saying the gambling itself is, like I said, it's actually a spirit.
Yeah.
You don't want to
I get up and leave though. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think you need to let go of, my brother?
Honestly, I would say more like a mental state, not anything physical. Because everything I do has a purpose with it, so I can't really settle when I let go of anything from there. I'll say like the fear of like not taking enough risk. I need to let go of feeling that afraid and maybe be more bold and stuff.
All right, so I'm going to check y'all. How do you let go of fear? Of anything, I don't care what it is.
How you let go of fear?
do
On
you
towards
let
it.
go?
Having faith.
Get closer to God.
Absolutely. Fear and faith can't coexist.
Yeah.
Get closer to God.
So, yeah, the closer you get to God, the more you have faith. The bigger your problems, the smaller your God. The
I guess
smaller.
I'm small God from my
Yeah,
perspective.
that's what I'm saying. You're not supposed to fear anything, because fear
Also
really is false
respect
evidence. It's pretty real.
Maybe it's a
just
safety
more emotional.
Okay, you said us driving in. For me, it's usually like being
So
secure.
you can be safe and insecure all you want, but that's not going to get you where you want to go. They said everything you want is in that cavern you don't want to go into. It's on the other side of your fear.
Bingo.
So, how well do you think you communicate with others? Do you have a lot of people you communicate with?
About fucks with you, yeah. But other than that, nah.
Yeah,
You gotta mean something to me for me to consistently communicate to you.
cool. You communicate well with others.
Yup, regularly. I think.
said, yup.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of my job, honestly. So,
Okay.
yeah, you gotta be prepared though. You don't want to just come there and communicate with no purpose.
So, how do you communicate with your wife? Do you communicate with your wife well?
Yeah,
That's good.
no purpose.
Okay. What about you, brother? How's your communication skills?
I mean, our communication skills always need to be better because I communicate with people, but it's being clear and cutthroat. You know what I mean? Because you can't just communicate just to communicate.
You mean concise?
Yeah.
Cutthroat means like you're trying to kill the person.
No, cutthroat is like clear and like
No,
Nice.
just like
To the
concise.
point.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
to the point. Yeah.
to the
Oh,
point.
aggressive.
Yeah, it's not.
Um,
That's not a word for cutthroat. Yeah, cutthroat is like a total different mindset. Yeah,
Oh, my bad.
yeah.
I just clear and concise. I need to be more concise of what I want. My point, how I get my point across, and kind of stick to my point and make sure it's being received.
Yeah, because really, people don't hear what you say; they hear what they think they hear.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You got to think about it. When you say something, if you don't check for understanding, you don't ask any kind of prompt questions, then they could have heard something completely different than what you said. And then if you're trying to hold them to it, it's not gonna hold. They think they're right. All right. So, what activities actually relax you? Any activities relax you? Don't say soccer because y'all
I'm
do not
thinking.
get relaxed in soccer. Y'all be at each other.
Yeah.
That's the cutthroat.
But I mean,
we're talking
it
about.
depends.
It makes me feel good though.
I'm
It kinda
gonna have to
feels
disagree with you on
Okay,
that.
okay.
Soccer it is.
I mean, just because we're loud doesn't mean
Yeah.
we're not relaxed.
That's what I'm saying. That soccer it is for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's the activity I can't imagine. Well, I
It
guess.
relaxes you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's
It makes relax. What is relax? You mean like woosah, but like it's a different
steam.
type of. We're a man. There's a lot of
Yeah.
energy, you know.
So
So
we're a man, like he's not a man.
He's
He's
throwing them
Got it.
out. I'll get back at him. I'm gonna come right back.
no, it just.
Nah, you good. We
That's
make it
So
fine.
my activity probably is pool. I
Yeah.
enjoy pool. You know, like I said, it's not hard for me. You know, I don't have to think a lot when I'm playing.
I was thinking today, like, I probably don't care for golf, but I know at some point.
It's not relaxing at all.
No, but I'm saying at some point
I quit
will.
golf. I mean, I was a decent golfer.
It might not be relaxing for you, though. It might be relaxing for other
I'm
people.
saying, but you're sitting there waiting. These people in the front are just hitting the ball this way. I'm like, hit it straight. You know what I mean? It's not relaxing.
Frustrating, huh?
Oh, it's horrible.
That's when
and
you
you pay
playing
like
with
$50,
people
$60.
That's
and
not
it's
good
like,
at it.
Nah, it takes your whole day. It takes like 8 hours to golf 18 holes.
Hey, the
Man,
thing is, if
8
you
hours
already,
is
if
crazy.
you already have an automated system, you can have the whole day. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying,
That's people that play
it's
golf
good.
already have.
When
their
you're
shit
playing
together.
golf, if you're not doing business, you're in the wrong arena. Yeah.
That's why you don't see somebody who's working at McDonald's going to play golf.
Nah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But you
Well, it's expensive for a reason, but I'm saying that, you know, well, I'm a teacher, so I have a whole summer off.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen so many people on a golf course in the summer. Like, don't y'all work? So, you know, obviously not. You know, what I mean, there's just that many people, you know, that golf.
It's a place to network with millionaires too.
You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think is better? Being the biggest fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? What do you think is better? Being a big fish in a small pond or being a big fish in a small pond, or the biggest fish in a small pond, or a small fish in a big pond?
I feel like that's a trick question.
Is it?
I feel like
I have my answer. I would say the big fish in a small pond. That's just how my ego feels sometimes.
Yeah, it's his ego talking. The big fish.
I
That
would
means
say-
you're like the smartest person in the room.
I would say the opposite because
Not
the,
necessarily. That's,
That's
not
exactly
what
what it is.
yeah, I would say the opposite because there's more opportunities
In a big pond.
in a big pond.
so you're the biggest in a small pond. You can't get bigger than that.
You ain't gonna be able to grow.
I'm already a big fish. What more do I?
But you can't get bigger than that. That's not the
but
biggest
see,
fish.
In English, a big fish is somebody that gets taken advantage
Oh,
of.
I'm seeing it as a king, like
Oh,
as
okay,
in,
yeah,
like
fishes are
perspective,
kings,
like
yeah.
being a king. You know,
Okay.
your own. You know.
I mean, that's his whole idea.
In a small
yeah.
pond, though, what do you want to be?
Because-
King over something
Well,
big?
that's my dominion. If
That's why I
it's
said
small
the
to you,
biggest
that
you can
sounds
go.
like your problem. But for me, I'm the big fish. It's not gonna affect me.
But
this-
Mo, think about this though. That okay, say you are the biggest fish in that small pond, but that small fish in that big pond is probably your size. Think about that too.
See, you might be the biggest small one.
Yeah,
Well, until he comes to my pond, he's gonna be in my pond. That's a
Small fish
problem.
gonna get
He
eaten.
he can stay at
He
his
said you
pond.
either at the table or you're on the menu.
Yeah.
no, that's fair. That's fair.
Hey, you get the message.
Okay, so what do you value the most? Think about it. It's gonna take a second. What do you value the most?
I could say relationships.
Relationships?
Yeah.
That might be me too, actually.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's definitely respect, honesty, and loyalty, and that's all part of relationship.
Yeah, it all comes out
Yeah.
in a relationship.
Can I say time? I
You value time the most?
Yes.
That works.
So how do you make more time?
Make more time.
Yeah.
By making better decisions into like how you want to live your life. You can always build relationships. They're not always going to be there, but once you lose time, you go. Father Time's going to reach you at a certain point in your life. So you just you got to value that time with the people you're surrounded with and the things you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, time works.
Okay, where did you grow up at?
Arsenal.
I'm talking about before that.
Oh, we moved a lot, so it was grew up a little bit everywhere. But we started in Lawrenceville. That's really
Yeah.
where we really got the roots out in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
39th Street.
So I know you aren't Arsenal born.
No, but
No,
we grew up in.
We grew up here.
we all grew up in Lawrenceville.
Lawrenceville.
We grew up in
I
39th Street.
understand that. I was here when you got here.
Yeah.
But I'm saying before that.
I don't have
Africa,
memories of
obviously,
that.
but
The only
I
person
mean,
that might have memories is right there next
Because
to
all of them were like kids
Yeah.
when
They
when
were
we got it.
small and little.
Yeah.
So they don't remember.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't consider that growing up though, because we were just surviving. I'm being honest. Growing up is different from we were just surviving. We were surviving in hopes of we're gonna be in a better place in a few months or a few years. So honestly, I feel like I grew up in Lawrenceville because I was surviving in refugee camps.
Yeah. Oh, you get it?
So did you enjoy going to school as a teenager?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You enjoyed it?
I was chilling.
I always
You
hated.
the big fish in the small pond?
I was the big fish in the
Yeah.
small ball.
I
Yeah.
always hated school.
Hated school?
Yeah, it's just
Speak to me about that.
Yeah.
Why would you hate?
big.
Because you know that means it controls you.
No, for sure. It definitely did control me. It woke me up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And every time the bell ring, I knew I had to go from this. It definitely controlled me, and that's okay. But it also taught me, it taught me a system. How to do stuff at a particular time and all that stuff. No, I hate it just because I just didn't see any benefit because the schools that we went to are different from the schools that that actually help people become who they want to become. Because when we was at Shenley, we had this program at CMU, our architect program. We passed by, I think Winchester Thurston or something like that, and also Shadyside Academy. The schools are completely different. They had
The private schools.
yeah, but I'm saying they had like those kids had opportunities, whether they were shadowing people. Like the school was just more resourceful than the schools that we were going to.
I feel like inner cities are most likely their inner city schools are most likely in the concept of getting funding from the state, so they just do whatever to get the fundings from the
They
state,
get
and they don't
told.
care in that point of view. So they do the bare minimum, and all the rest don't matter to them.
we had kids that came from their school too, but like they had computers when we couldn't even. I'm talking about we didn't even know what the heck. Like I'm
Computers
talking
was
about every
not
child had a
essential.
computer.
Yeah.
Like it was just different. That wanted to like they were
Yeah.
grooming
Opportunities,
future
yeah.
leaders and future business men and women, like
Yeah.
people that can actually gonna make a change. I'm not saying we're not, but the environment were way better.
Yeah,
than
because they
us.
can see a better vision.
Yeah.
That's the value you get for free and for pay.
Pay.
So
Yeah.
private schools, they pay for their tuition there. So,
Okay, did you have any? That's good. Did you have any hobbies as a teenager?
of course.
Yeah, for sure.
was your
Playing football was my thing.
Football was your thing. What was
Yeah.
your thing?
Man, I had too many hobbies, honestly.
Just name one.
My favorite one was going to the library and the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hobbies as a teenager?
music and soccer. That was
Those
a
are
lot of
hobbies.
the things that we're
Mine
doing.
was probably basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a teenager. Okay, did you
You
get
didn't, when do you start playing pool in college?
Yeah, not till college. I didn't start until I was a freshman in college.
So you're a quick learner.
Yeah. Did you get along with your parents as a teenager? Nah. I said no.
It was up and downs. Mostly. Yeah. It was fine.
Yeah, it's the same with
The
mom,
late
just
years.
up and down.
The late teenage years.
You got along with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, weren't you able to do what you wanted to do?
Yeah, you got the message.
Yeah. All right. So what did you actually want to be when you were a teenager? Do you remember?
Yeah, a businessman.
Businessman?
Yeah, and then I went to my first business class. I was like, "This is not for me."
Man, I took a whole bunch of courses in college for business. QBA. I took accounting. I used to be MIS, Management Information Systems. Too much books. Nah. I want to mess with people.
The math had me messed up.
I'm actually decent at math. But
Yeah.
the math I was doing when you do calculus and stuff, it's not even really math anymore.
Yeah.
You're integrating stuff, and it's like you gotta.
We speaking more language right now because he's thinking
Yeah.
hard.
That's
I
my
was
life.
like, that math is like
that's-
it's like for what?
Yeah.
It's definitely a niche, you know. So what did you want to be when you grew up, Mo?
Engineer. I mean, I'm not an engineer apparently, but
Apparently.
that's what I like. Teenage years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I did. Like I loved physics classes. I took like outside programs for engineering. I went for school for engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got your BS in what?
Engineering and business.
Okay.
I had both. Yeah.
All right. What
So
wanna
you
be
did
when you was
too?
young?
Yeah, it's a program I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I always wanted to be a NFL player, but other than that, I knew I was broke, so I always needed money. So
Okay, so entrepreneur. Yeah. All right.
yeah, NFL was the first dream.
You said you want to be a professional football player.
That was the first dream.
I want to be a professional basketball player.
I mean, the thing about it is that the fundings of doing it was the problem.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, have you started to plan your retirement?
I don't feel like people retire
Okay.
because you're gonna be doing something you like it or don't like. But I get the concept. You want to have money whenever you decide to do
So
much
when
of
do you
it.
want to? When did you plan yet how to become financially free? Basically, meaning you don't have to be at a job. You don't have to do anything.
If you consider that, I'm retired right now. If you
You
consider
still got to
it,
go pick up your money. You still got to make sure stuff flows right.
you're gonna even if you retire, you're gonna do something.
You think?
So these basic things that I'm doing.
No, but the thing is, Liam, you're forgetting. Retiring is actually also like if you're not getting out of your house, you're not moving. You're actually dying to self. You're not living.
Yeah.
So
Now you're throwing more darts. But go
So
ahead.
you
He's
can't.
telling the
Yeah,
truth now.
No, no.
you can't say you want to retire and do nothing. That's why you be like 65. You look like you're 95 because you're just like yep, feet up, TV watching. That's not how it's supposed to be. You can always give up you can always give back in a certain amount of way. My professor at CCAC, she retired from United Airlines, but she's teaching. And she's going to all these FAA meetings and making sure we have all our stuff together. And it's not like she doesn't want to be at home, but like there's other ways to help, and she also wants to
do
live. She
something.
also has that vibe of being in the industry, but
So long, yeah.
it's just in a different way.
Yeah.
So you can't
Something that
retire and
she
say I don't
wants
want to do nothing. Like that's just boring.
Okay.
You're just alive.
It's challenging you to think
Here's
better.
a question for two of us. What do you think is the hardest part about raising a child?
Sheesh.
What's the hardest part?
You said 2 or 3 of us.
There's only two of us
Two
that
of
got
us.
children I know of.
Yeah, that's true. That's
I'm not counting numbers at you.
true.
Right? I'm
You
just
right.
talking
You
about
right.
who,
You right. You
know.
right. You right. My bad. My bad.
So what do you think is the hardest part about raising a child? I think being consistent, because I do almost
Yeah.
raise some of these
Yeah.
kids here, but I'm saying if you're not consistent and you're not, in their lives consistently, that's over. You're not really part of it. So what do you think the hardest part is about raising a child? Don't say getting sleep. That's babies. They get older.
I want my answer will not be the present that's being hard. It's the future that I think about. If what I'm doing right now, is they gonna be they're gonna benefit from it? Is my child gonna be who I mean, obviously I don't have control who they should be, but having an idea of what path they should take. That's my problem. Worrying about that too much. But other than that, I'm doing fine.
Okay. Okay, you got 3. What's the hardest part?
I mean, the hardest part is definitely being consistent with them and like on what you say, how you say it, and like because kids detect like fear. If you have fear, kids detect if you're lying. Kids detect if you don't have good energy. They detect all that. So it's about being consistent, being yourself, and making sure that like you are a parent first and not like somebody who's trying to discipline them or being their friend.
I'm sure it's harder even with the wife too, because you might have two separate ways.
Oh, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
worries.
Yeah, it gets tougher because I mean you got
Yelling at the child like
there's the emotions and there's rationality. So
But that's the thing. Like if there's two people, usually if one is talking, we don't kind of like jump into
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
one's
you let the
conversation.
one- yeah,
Let
let the
them
one do it.
handle that because you don't want to contradict your partner. You don't want your partner to contradict you as well.
otherwise they'll play off each other.
Huh?
Otherwise the kids will play you guys.
Of course.
Yeah, they're good at it.
They'd be like, I want to see your manager now.
they're gonna
I
negotiate.
want to
with
see
you.
I want to see the mom. She gives in easier.
Yep.
All right. So, basically, I'm going to hit you with a quote first. This quote is, millionaires work on systems. They build systems. Billionaires build people. So what do you think is the difference? And why would they say that? I'm not sure who said it, but yeah. But millionaires work on systems, but billionaires actually build people. So what's the difference between the people and the system? Or what's the more important? Obviously people, but there's gotta be a reason.
I mean, I could take a
Go
jab
what
at
you
it.
think, yeah.
What systems you're building, like ways of to increase your streams of revenue. So when you have something automated, it's easier for you to accumulate more value or wealth through the systems. And with the people's part is you have ideas. People are like, he has a billionaire idea, billion dollar idea. If I invest my time at his company, I would, as a billionaire, I would invest my capital to him. So and that can arrange to many different individuals.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, if anything, if I can add to it is, billionaires have ideas, and
And they have systems too.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But like the ideas is to, change the world, right? So if you look at somebody like Elon Musk, is doing something that is gonna change the world forever. It's doing something new. It's not just because if you're serving a system, you're only serving a certain amount of people. But if you have idea that can change the world, you're looking to change a lot of people's life, which is more, because the more people you reach out, the more you're gonna make, right? So that's what I'm getting it at.
No, you're totally right. With the people, it compounds.
Yeah.
Like he has $1 billion company, you have $1 billion company, and I invested both of you guys.
Yeah.
That's a lot of billions you're talking here.
What do you think, Liam? You look like you're
Yeah, there's a lot. It's like it's a loaded question.
yeah.
Because the people themselves are actually what will produce your outcomes, because you can have the best system in the world. If they don't believe in it, they don't buy into it, they don't use it,
Yeah.
then the system doesn't work by itself. So the people that are around are actually more important than the system. Because if you have good people around you, they will have their own systems, and they'll have, systems that work
Yeah.
because they're already at that billionaire status.
I mean, you definitely need somebody who's gonna run the system.
Yeah.
Who understands.
Yeah,
it.
they actually believe in it more than anything. You know what I mean? Because people even try and run it if they don't really realize why the system is made the way it is. They'll always question it, and they're always, All right, so what we're going to talk about today a little bit is about your purpose. Okay, if I asked you what your purpose was right now, you probably couldn't tell me. You think? What's your purpose?
You asked me this last time.
Yeah, but why are you here?
Honestly, for me, it's pretty simple to serve others, to be a servant to God.
Okay, that's a piece of it. Okay, you're supposed to please God and serve people. So is there any other reason why you're here?
To be a king.
To be a king? Okay, be like the king over your thing.
I mean, it wasn't my decision, so
It wasn't?
yeah, so I wouldn't know.
How do you know that? You might have chose to be here.
I mean, I don't recall that.
No, you're not allowed to bring that information into this world.
Okay,
You might know this afterwards.
understood.
So just
What about you, Lee?
think
What
about
is
it
your
for a second.
purpose? Why
I'm
you
saying
here?
I'm gonna give you why I'm here.
Be specific.
I'm gonna be specific.
Alright.
Okay, so first of all, I'm gonna start out with God. The first thing God tells us about Himself is He is creative. Okay, if you get this down and get this idea of what your purpose is, it's gonna straighten and enlighten everything. I'm telling you, the only difference between you and somebody that's way far ahead of you is being enlightened. They see their path, and once you understand your path, you believe in what's going on. Your mindset changes. I told you the mindset, tool set, skill set equals the asset. Okay, you are an asset. Now you don't want to get a job and be your only asset. Obviously, making money for your business or for your house or whatever. But your mindset is what has to change. That's why if I grew up in a billionaire's house, I would be way different than I grew up in some kind of project
100%.
somewhere.
You better
Okay,
off going
that's-
on the project, honestly.
Nah.
You inherited it. You didn't really
No,
work for
no,
that
no.
billion.
You got to understand your environment plays a big part in what you actually can see in the world.
That's
What
Inheriting
you
and
look at, you know what I
working
mean?
with it is
When you're
different.
when you're looking from the project window, you don't see the same thing as looking from the skyscraper, window in New York
Like
City.
what I was saying
That's
earlier
true.
too. The
That's true.
schools, all the Shenley is in Oakland, whatever, like Shady Side
Shadyside,
Academy,
yeah.
and then Winchester Thurston is all there. But we don't see the same thing.
Right? No, you don't see it. No one
Yeah.
sees the same thing.
But I'm saying just because the schools are in different class because these are private schools and we're in a public school. Like that's I'm just backing up what you're saying.
And,
the
yeah,
environment,
and you got to also think
Yeah.
the teachers that are teaching at Shenley
Absolutely.
are different than the teachers that.
Oh,
are,
absolutely.
Yeah, so they see different. So you're going to see different if they see different.
Yeah.
All right, but anyways, God tells us that He is creative. That's the first thing. Even though He's omnipotent, He's omnipresent, He's all these different things. But the first thing He said was He's creative. Okay, which means He created us to create stuff, and He made us to make stuff. Okay, so you guys know where the animals and birds and the fish come from? Any idea?
He said animals.
Animals,
From the
birds,
Creator.
fish. Where'd that come from?
From God. God. I mean, God wanted them to be there. I mean,
Okay, so
yeah.
how did He get them there?
I
You
don't
asking
know
questions
that.
I can't
it's
answer.
creation, right?
It's creation.
Yeah, it's just,
Because this is once you
creativity.
understand creation, then you're going to understand what you're supposed to do. Because
Just
you're
creativity.
made in the image of God. So He spoke to the water, and the water He said, "Water, bring forth the fish." He spoke to the air. No, actually, the birds came from the water too. So you got to think about
everything.
what goes back to where. So He spoke to Himself though when He created us. Okay, so He said, "Self, let's make what are called creatives or creators, not creatures and not the creation itself. Creation is like the earth, the stars, the moon, all that kind of stuff. Creatures are all the animals and stuff. We're a whole class above all that because He made us in His image and He wants us to be creative. That's why you go to a job for 40 years, do the 40-year plan, make 40% of what you in retirement. That's why you're not being fulfilled, because you're not creative.
Facts.
All right, so
Creative.
actually in the Bible and in the Quran, I'm sure it has a lot of this stuff in the beginning because it's in the Old Testament that he explains how the creation process works. It could have just said God created heaven and earth. It could have stopped right there. Then He said the first day He spoke to this, He did this. It gives a whole big explanation. So I'm just telling you guys the process for creation. Number one is awareness. You got to be aware that you need to create something. If you're not aware of it, like you said, if you go to Shenley or if you go to Shadyside, your awareness is going to be different. Your awareness of how to make money or what opportunities you have or, who your parents know. A lot of that stuff is different depending upon where you go. So that's your awareness. Second thing is you need to create an intention. So you got to make a decision, not make a choice. You make a decision like this is going to happen. I'm just trying to tell you guys how to actually create something. And then what you got to understand is after you make your decision and create that intention, actually disruption always follows intention. This is like a basic law. Disruption always follows intention. So think about if you're going to the gym. Okay, when you first go there, it's not like you get big on the first day. What do you get on the first day? Sore as a mother. But I'm saying most people actually go there, get sore, and then quit.
Yeah.
And God has put it into creation that if you get past that point, and the next level is inspiration. If you get inspired by that soreness, then you're going to start creating something. So I don't care what you're trying to create in this world. It starts with an awareness to need to create it. You need to make an intention. You got to understand that disruption will follow whatever you're doing. I'm trying to work with the kids, and some of the kids are pushing back. Like I said, that is supposed to be there. That's going to check me and
Part
see
of
if
the
I'm
process.
really true. Yeah, it's a process. It's part of the actual process of creation. Then the next part is called illumination, basically meaning you see something you couldn't see before because you learned something you didn't know before. Just like when we're learning all these discovering the truths, you start seeing people different, you start seeing your relationship different, you start going after money different. Like I said, when you get illuminated, then you're getting closer to the point of when you start creating. Okay? And this is where I fall short right here. Delegation's the next one. So if you think you can do it all by yourself, that's where you're going to stop in the
Believe me, I'm
preparation
with you on
process.
that,
I'm
too.
telling you, brother.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. Like I said, but once you understand these rules, this is in the Bible. Like I said, I'm sure it's in the Quran. If you understand how to create something, you'll know these steps, are coming. So delegation is next one. Then the next one's segmentation to completion. So like I said, even if you can't do the whole thing as far as, like say telepathy or teleporting or something like that, delegation to completion means you're going to have to find other people that are interested in the same thing and you got to bounce ideas off them. And like I said, eventually you're going to get where you want to go. And then you have to do what's called separation. Basically, kind of go at it between you and your source. And, like I said, eventually it'll become a feeling in your body, and then you'll want, with that inspiration, you'll want to actually do it. So you'll create it. Okay.
The CEO wants to separate.
Yeah. So you were uniquely created for a purpose, and your purpose was actually uniquely created for you. That's why I can't tell you what your purpose is.
Sure.
But you can't tell me what my purpose is. Okay, because we all have a different purpose. Think about the mom and the dad got together. The dad got about 5 million sperm cells, and only one got there to that egg. So, like I said, that process started. You're 1 in 5 million already. So, like I said, it's not a mistake. Yeah. So you definitely, you actually were here for a purpose. Go ahead if you have a question.
No. I totally agree, and I'm just like a chemicalization, like the fact you're even born in a certain time period.
I'm saying
makes it, like,
there's
even
something
more
that needs done during this period that you were made for, and you're not going to be fulfilled until you go after your purpose. And like I said, I'm going to explain a little bit more about the purpose itself, so it'll enlighten you more on what you're looking
So
for.
the people out there doing 40 years, they're over there stealing from us, robbing us out of their beautiful creation.
Yeah, concept. Yeah,
So Lim, you're robbing us right now.
We're dropping
I'm robbing you right now.
Yeah.
he's robbing himself most likely.
I think my purpose, though,
Yeah.
I'm saying
the world,
God,
not
God
us.
does not let anything go to waste.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
I said, he turns everything to good.
Recycles, yeah.
Yeah. So the idea is being a teacher, working 40 hours. I don't work 40 hours, first of all. I work 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
And some days, I got preps, and like I said, it's a lot less than that. But, as far as working in this area, like I said, I still feel I'm in my purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like I said, I have a job because there's a ceiling. When you have a ceiling, you have a job. Mm-hmm. I'm saying
It's a
anything
stopping
else,
point.
yeah, it's like I said, there's no way I can make more than so much, as a teacher.
Not to
Mine-
increase
Go ahead.
40 plus years for you, but I do admire teachers, honestly. Ever since
I'm saying
and
there's
I just
nothing
have
wrong
mad
with
respect.
any kind of profession, but you have to be enlightened to the point where that's not what you are.
Yeah.
I'm saying
just
when
what you do
when I say to
for a
myself,
living.
some teachers say, "Oh, I'm a phys ed teacher." I said, "I'm the phys ed teacher here." I mean, it's a difference in your mindset.
Yeah.
If you need something phys ed, you're coming to me. There's no one else that's going to take my spot. This is my kingdom. Like I said, I got more real estate here than any even
got
the principal.
enough.
He got a little bit of office. You know what I mean? I got office here, office back
is
there.
fair.
I can office downstairs. So I mean,
After hours, right?
All right.
yeah. it is
But
it is.
what
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying is, yes, you can say your purpose is is teaching. Or just for example, somebody's purpose is this, right? If you do not agree with what is like how like if you're given a program and you're teaching this and you feel restricted in that, are you still serving your purpose?
See, my thing is in my area.
I'm just speaking in general.
yeah,
I'm not-
in general,
yeah.
yes. I mean, you're a robot.
Yeah.
In like math and communications, you're a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my area,
I don't like the sound of that, but yeah.
math hasn't changed since
Yeah.
way before you was born.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
The truth don't need to be changed, for what?
You got the
Okay, you
message
got a
now.
point.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, watch what's his face. Who's that? Howard. What's his name? He said, "Why is 2 times 2 the same thing as 2 plus 2?"
You talking about Terrence Lawrence?
Terrence Lawrence.
Yeah, I
I'm saying
asked the
math-
question when I was a
math
kid
is-
like
they,
that.
They lied. They first said the Earth was flat, and then they said, "Well, the numbers don't add up." Okay, now, they said the sun, rotates around the Earth. That the numbers didn't add up. I'm saying
I
they
disagree
guessed.
with him, but this could be a long day.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Anyways,
If you
remember
agree
when
with
the
him, you're
go
going
there,
against God too. Because if you say be and created, as in like God was already originally one, you can't just change that.
God is one.
Exactly. Can you make God 2, 1 plus 2, make it 4?
I'm talking about math that we use.
That is has to do with math.
has nothing to do with God.
Okay, if it has nothing to do with God, then math is not for you. Math
Well,
helps you find God faster, honestly.
All I know is I can count my money.
He said, "Man, you gotta go," but yeah, he's
All right, so
fine.
your fulfillment in life comes from your struggle to connect with your purpose, with you and with the work you do. So how do you discover your purpose? There's actually 4 layers to your purpose. Okay, when you get these 4 layers down, then you know you're at least heading in the right direction. Okay, your first layer is your spiritual purpose. We say this all the time. You want to please God. Okay, what most people get mixed up is they please themselves and then, seek value from other people and buy things off other people. Okay, you need to become valuable and find things that you can sell to other people. So your spiritual purpose is please God. Your special purpose is to create value for other people. Okay, if you don't create value for other people, you're not in your purpose. I don't care what your purpose is. Okay, you need to create value for other people. Your social purpose, you need to connect with other people. Okay, this goes along with the same thing about fulfillment. You need connection, you need contribution, and you need creativity. So your social purpose is actually connecting with other people, and your sacrificial purpose is actually contributing to other people that cannot do anything for you. All right, so your special purpose, when you're creating value for other people, that's what you sell people. Like if you create a program, you create a course, when you study something to the point where you almost catch mastery and you can help somebody, you're their lifeline, and they're stuck at a point, where you can help them out a little bit, and they're going to get over that, and then they're going to be, smooth sailing from there. Your special purpose, that's your value. Your sacrificial purpose is what you actually give other people. So the better you become a communicator, better you become whatever, some people just need encouragement. Okay, I mean, if they need encouragement, that's not something that's going to cost you anything, but that could be your contribution.
Mostly females, I definitely would say. Yeah, all the females I met, like honestly, like if you want to get a step over them, you just try to be more kind and be encouraging.
Okay.
Uplift.
They sway to your side more.
That's because there's a lot of creeps out there.
Because they're emotional.
Yeah, they're definitely emotional. Okay. So normally, like I said, what you need to do is you need to create value for other people. You need to connect with other people. You need to be able to contribute to people that can't contribute to you. And then you need to please God. Okay. Instead, we actually seek to please ourselves and find other people that create value for us. That's what we do. Okay. If you're constantly worried and looking for other people to create value for you, you're not really hooked in or looking in the right direction to try and create value for other people. Okay. The more people you create value for, the more money you're going to make.
All right.
So that's why I use the leverage with the, the internet and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But you got to stop seeking people that are trying to give value to you. Okay, you need to become valuable yourself. That's the only way you can change the game. Okay? So if I'm going to create value for other people, I must value the people which I'm creating value for enough to find out what they value in the first place.
Right.
Okay, so if you're not connected to people and you don't ask them what they need or what they want, or just look up, like in the school here, there's so many teachers walking around looking like zombies. I'm looking around, I'm seeing they need some encouragement. They need some of the truths, like when something comes out of your mouth, you're talking about yourself. It's an easy truth to give them. They're like,
mirroring.
"Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're just, like I said, they take it personal. They think, well, they're talking about me. And then teachers sometimes will give personal information to kids, and then it really gets ugly. They start saying, well, I don't have any kids, or, oh, you can't have no babies. They're brutal, but like I said, they don't, they need help.
Yeah. I used to be
All right,
that.
so we are so self-absorbed and self-consumed, self-righteous, that we negate our primary purpose that we're here for. So if you do not create value for other people, you're not in your purpose. Okay, if you're always taking from everybody, you're in trouble. Okay, if I'm having a bad day, that means your focus is what is missing in your life. There's a lot of people having bad days, but they don't realize why they're having a bad day. Because they're focused on themselves and why I don't have this, or why is this going this way, why is that person don't like me?
Selfish.
Yeah. So what do actually people value? Any idea? What do you value?
What do I value or what do people value?
You is just like other people.
It's what I said earlier. Relationship, honesty, loyalty.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has 3 different things here real quick. So past perceived voids cause present pursued values. Like something that was in your past that you didn't have, now you got a little bit of money, now you can get it.
Yeah.
That's what you value. Okay. And then present perceived virtues. So what's good going on right now will actually cause, you value what's going on that's good. And future perceived visions. So if you have an idea of what you want in the future and you see it, then you're going to value it. So don't forget that fulfillment is creation, connection, and contribution. Okay, if you don't have those 3 things, a job is definitely missing creation, because the job is, you're already doing what that person wants you to do, for 40 years, and you're never being creative. You're never looking.
There's a system in there.
Yeah, there's a system, and if you go against the system, then you're in trouble.
The 65 is retirement now.
I don't know. Whatever.
He said, "Oh,
I'm trying to figure out how y'all get 40. That sounds crazy.
No, because you start
They
working
still-
like
If I
Like
do
20,
40, if I
25.
do 40 years here, I make as much as I made in
Yeah,
my 3 half
20.
years. You know, it'd be 110,000 right now, 115.
Is that average? Like it's 40 years? Like
Usually
40
45.
years is a full retirement,
yeah, 45 most.
but most of it is 30 years and 35
I want to
years.
quit
service.
now. Talking about
I'm saying you don't.
and I only been
understand.
like 5 years. I'm like, I'm
you
done.
swallowed the red pill just like I did. School education, you know, what I mean, like I said, it's enlightenment. It's all in how you look at things.
Bro, I want to retire now.
I'm saying,
I love the
okay, so
method.
when God created creation and creatures, he could not connect with them. Okay, this is why he created humans in his image to appreciate and connect back to God. Okay, so the more you connect back to God, the more he's going to actually help you do what you're supposed to be doing in your purpose. Okay, if you do what he wants you to do, there's blessings already there. Just like I said, you know, when they made the iPad, they don't have to go and get an update and do all this different stuff. You know, they send that electronically, but I'm just saying that physically they don't have to change it. So your seed of creativity that God put in you is already in there. But for the environment to be right, and you know, you have to be connected to what God wants you to do. Okay. This was a missing ingredient for fulfillment. Humans humans are actually the only thing with spiritual language. Think about dogs; they don't talk to you. You know, if you think differently than an animal, you know, you can use your imagination. Animals just react to things. So when people are acting animalistic, I mean, they're at the lowest form of where they're supposed to be. I see it all day, every day here. One thing is said, they start, you know, it's like when you walk by a dog, you just start barking for no reason.
Yeah.
Same thing, you know.
To the,
Yeah. So man in Genesis 3 separated with God by disobeying God, eating the fruit of good and evil. Okay, evil had no power until man disobeyed God. Do you understand? If he did not eat that apple, Adam and Eve, then there was no idea of evil. Evil wouldn't have had any power. So when we disobeyed God, it's we because we was all in his nuggets.
Yeah, we'll be living in heaven.
Yeah,
And
that's where we came from. We all came from the same one thing.
Can I push back on
Go
that?
ahead.
Maybe, I mean, I don't have enough context to that.
But
Does
continue.
that not take away individual like responsibility? When you're saying the original sin, the evil come because of what Adam did. How does that apply
'Cause you
to
was
Adam's
in
for what
Adam's-
I'm doing today?
You was in Adam's stuff before you were here. So Adam did it. So everybody, you know, is part of it. That's the original sin.
Maybe in Christianity, in Islam, it doesn't really emphasize that. It
you're
says we
right.
do have like Satan who plays part of the evil, but it doesn't like because Adam and Eve for us they repent to God after what they committed, so God forgave them, being the most merciful. So now every human being has their own individual responsibility for their own sin because
Yeah, there's a
Adam's
big-
probably
there's a
in
big
heaven.
difference there.
You could be going to hell. So if you
I'm
go to
not
hell,
going
no, I'm
there.
just saying like you can be doing things
I'll
that'll
meet
take
you
you to
there,
hell.
and I'll say,
If
you
believe in
can't
hell,
go with me.
hell and heaven.
Yeah.
To continue my point,
Go
it's
ahead.
like if you believe in hell and heaven, your sins like you could do crime, do a lot of things that will take you to hell. That doesn't mean Adam is in hell. Do you understand that? Because he could be in heaven. You said because his sin, we were like connected. That's what you're saying. How I don't understand that.
So where did you come from?
I came from Adam. I mean,
Okay.
apparently, I came from God, but yeah, I came from Adam.
Okay.
But he repented for his sins. Now I'm responsible for my sins, and I have to repent for my sins. If I don't repent for my sins, I'm going to hell.
Okay. I can't argue with that.
I mean, that's just me. I don't know. That logic it just drives me nuts.
As long as you understand.
I think for Christians, you guys believe like Jesus, you know,
The blood of Jesus, just covered our
covers
sins.
everybody's sins.
Correct. If you choose.
Yeah, for us, like
Just
gotta
gotta
earn it.
yeah.
You gotta
But
earn
I'm
that
saying,
shit.
how do you know if you're going? I'm saying, is it going to just be a surprise?
You will
Yeah.
look based on what you're doing, your deeds. I mean, if you don't know if you're not aware of your
So
deeds,
how good? You understand God is nothing but light. He's nothing but pure, you know, just
But
exactly
perfectness.
agreed.
You can't be
agreed
like
with that. But if you're not aware of God's lightness, God's mercy, how are you connected with God when you're not aware of it? You could die with doing some adultery in the moment. So were you aware of God at that time? You was not.
I was.
He's aware of it and
But
decided to do what he wanted to do.
You know, like there's your heart, your soul, and your mind, right? It's all connected to the soul. If you know you're going to heaven, you're gonna feel that vibration that you're gonna
Okay, you're saying
get
your
there.
heart, your soul, and your mind is connected to heaven. Is that what you said?
I say it's connected to the God.
The source.
source.
Yeah, because you get thoughts, feelings. You know what I mean? That's
You're
what I'm
aware.
saying. Yeah.
So you're connected to it, but that's, I mean, because I get a lot of negative thoughts.
No,
This ain't coming from God.
connected
No,
to
but
the
I'm
devil as
saying-
well.
And that's what we have Satan in our beliefs.
So do
Things
we.
that, yeah. I mean,
But I don't believe your heart gives negative thought though. Your mind
Your
does.
heart is supposedly wicked beyond all anything else you could think of.
your heart, yeah, I agree.
You
I
can't
agree.
follow your heart.
Yeah, your heart definitely wicked. Most evil.
So how do you agree with your heart's
disagree.
wicked, but
I disagree. I completely
No,
disagree.
he's not saying like you as Haji, you're
Yeah.
wicked. It depends on the individual, what they're
I'm saying,
doing.
do you have an opportunity in your heart to go kill somebody?
No, not if
Yes, you
anything.
do.
No, if anything,
If
it
I had a
comes
gun
to
right
my
here,
mind. If anything comes to my mind rather than my heart,
Okay.
because the thing is, the heart has magnetic, what do you call it? Magnetic vibrations that it emits. If anything, you need to follow your heart more than you follow your mind.
If your heart is subjected to
Yeah, if it's
your
pure,
spirit.
yeah, if it's pure and it's connected
But
to
if your
spirit, yes.
heart is subjected to your flesh, you can't follow your heart.
But
It's
I mean,
strong.
if it's,
The
if
vibration
it's
is
subjected
really
to your flesh, obviously it's being controlled by your flesh.
Correct.
So but I'm talking about if a person has a pure heart. The person,
Nobody has a pure heart, I'm just letting you know, because you have flesh. You cannot have a pure heart while you're in a flesh body. Can't.
I kind of agree with that.
Because your flesh
Yeah.
has so many desires and
Yeah.
addictions and,
It makes us human.
yeah,
That's what makes
it's human. Yeah, if you're human, you're not going to be pure. Okay, so how do you actually discover your purpose? You need to use the gifts God gave you to create value for somebody other than yourself. You have to be making and developing connections with other people. Then you have to be willing to contribute stuff to other people that have nothing to offer to you.
Blame
So
I'm
those
sorry,
are three
but
things. Go
I want to go back to
Go
that
ahead, Ma.
because I got me. Yeah.
I got you, Jack. That's,
Yeah,
that's what we're here for.
But
That's what I like. this.
Yeah, I know.
the thing is,
Sometimes you got to fight up. Yeah.
God already knows. Allah already knows that we're not going to be perfect.
Correct.
The idea is in we call it trying to be in his image.
You don't try to be in his image. You are made in
to
his
be
image.
in his image. But I'm saying, yes, your what do you call it? Your flesh is gonna have desires.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, like before that, you can act on our desires. It's like to cut it. You can't say nobody has a pure heart, but you can want to have
I can
that
say it
pure
all
heart.
I want because I know
Yeah.
nobody has a pure heart. You might want one.
Yeah,
You're not
But
going to have one until you get rid of this body.
So you are gonna. So you saying you're not gonna have a pure heart until the body's gone? That's
Correct.
what you're saying. I
But
disagree.
it all comes down to definitions. What's a pure heart to you?
Yeah,
Pure
because
heart is one that's connected with God and no negative stuff in there at all.
No negative.
That's pure.
So you telling me there's no pious people out there?
No, that's not what I said. They were in bodies, hopefully, right? Or you just seen them and go.
No, I'm saying
If you're in a body, there's no pure hearts.
if you're in a body, there's no pure heart.
Right. Your heart cannot be pure in this meat suit.
There's obviously temptations. There's obviously a lot of desires.
So
and
you're
things.
arguing from
But
my
if you
point.
have free will to control that, why can I not be always consistently focused what God wants me to do?
So,
Be a servant
I get
of
what
God.
you're saying.
That
I
makes
feel
me
like-
pure in that essence.
yeah, I understand what he's saying. I understand because the idea of his pure heart is as long as you can think and you can feel negative things, it's not pure.
Correct.
That's all he's saying. He's not saying you don't have discipline to like control those things. He's not saying
I'm
don't
saying
have
it takes discipline.
Yeah,
When it
yeah.
doesn't
Oh, yeah.
take discipline,
He's not
then
like he's
you're
not
pure.
saying okay if that thought comes you need to like change it to something else. He's just saying if those thoughts are able to
And
come.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
And
definitely
why do
agree.
those thoughts come? Because you're in a body.
Yeah.
Because your body has.
Agree.
Yeah.
I got
He
you.
said you're gonna get hard by seeing a nigga. You're gonna get pure, my boy.
Okay, so how do you develop yourself for your purpose? How do you develop yourself for your purpose? You develop your purposeful mindset. Okay, your mindset must be one of gratefulness. Okay, if you're not grateful for something, you're not
Be
going to
the
get
one.
more. Yeah, I'm saying you're actually going to block your own blessing because what you think and what you feel is what you're going to be. God doesn't give you what you want; He gives you what you are. Okay, so you have to watch out what you are. If you're always negative, he's going to give you exactly what you are. Okay, because that's what you're choosing to be.
That's different from when people say God gives you what you need, not what you want.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
You don't need anything, honestly.
Yeah. So He gives you what you are. Okay.
Yeah. So why aren't you happy? Basically because you forgot everything is a gift. I mean, you woke up this morning, you're breathing, you're not beating your heart, you're not doing all this different stuff when you wake up. So that's a gift to start with.
For sure.
Everything else is, like I said, just
Somebody in
icing on
the
cake.
world that's dealing through.
Amen.
Oh, there's people that ain't waking up. There's people with no legs. There's people, you know what I'm saying?
You
There's
don't gotta
people.
go far. Children's Hospital right there.
Okay, so in the Bible it says, "What hast thou that you did not receive?" So if you're not grateful, what do you have that you did not receive from either God or His creation?
I think
Nothing.
everything.
Yeah, everything comes from Him.
It's already here.
It's all
So.
powerful.
Yeah.
If I didn't receive
What
it, I
do
didn't
you
go
say
get
to
it
those
myself.
gurus who said you can do anything? Anything is possible if you put your mind and will to it. But at the end of the day, God is the one who's gonna, allow it or not, based on being.
So what do you say to
powerful. I'm asking you a question.
You
I'm
can
just-
do
At my
anything
point
you
of view,
want.
yeah.
You can do anything you want.
Yes.
But like they don't have that what do you call it? I'm trying to think like that background, like to believe that God is also plays a role.
Oh, you're saying do it by yourself.
Yeah, the gurus that say do it,
There's
you can
people
do
out
it by
there that
yourself.
are rich
Everything
as
is
heck and don't believe in God
Yeah,
whatsoever.
that's always been my question because
It's not a
in the
question. I
industry-
got an answer.
in the industry, in the film industry, majority of the guys who run, don't believe in God.
I mean, if you can look at it, in my point of view, their God is money. As I look, from my point of view,
Yeah.
if you're thinking,
It's called Mammon, actually. Mammon is not really money. Mammon is actually the God of like blessings and God of like just abundance. That's like it's like a false God is what it is.
yeah,
I don't know, man. You talking about multiple gods now?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
That's
saying-
what
not saying
they don't
it is,
believe
I'm
in
saying
one
they-
God. If they did, they wouldn't believe in that.
yeah.
And Buddhist,
No, I mean it is what it is.
Hindu.
Okay, so your purposeful mindset has to be gratefulness and faithfulness. Okay, if you're anything but that, you're in the wrong zip code. Okay, faithfulness is being faithful
I
to
am
the
in the
one
wrong zip
who
code.
made you by doing what he made you to do. So you want to be faithful for what he made you to do. Now, if you don't know what he made you to do, I've already explained that. You want to please him. You want to create value for other people. You want to be, contribute. So you want to give things to people that can't really, do for themselves. And you must connect with other people. Okay, that's the 4 things you need to do to be on path for your purpose. Okay.
Right.
And you need a purposeful mindset. We're talking about the purpose. You need a faithful mindset. You need a joyful mindset. Okay, difference between joy and happiness. Joy is being in the presence of your creator. The closer you get to your creator, in the presence of your creator is the fullness of joy. So nothing bothers you. Like I said, fear and faith. If you don't have any fear, if you have faith, your God's big and nothing's going to mess with you. So the people walk around that are not joyful at all and they're miserable and they have no idea, that they shouldn't even have woke up this morning. Eventually, you do that enough, God's gonna be like, well, start again. I can call you back. So the more you're aware of the presence of God, the more you have to be more aware of the presence of God than you are aware of your circumstances. Okay, if you're always aware of your circumstances, well, this happened, I can't believe it. It's like none of it matters, honestly. Everything's already written. The end's already written. I can tell you how it ends.
I don't know.
what
You
I'm saying?
telling
And
us how it ends.
everybody's
That's a different
fighting
story.
for, their part in the play. But I'm saying the play is done. Okay, fear and faith can't coexist. Okay, so after you're done developing your purposeful mindset, you need to develop a purposeful skill set. Okay, these are skills that we use to create value for other people. Okay, your skill sets are going to be determined by how you're creating value for other people. I mean, you might be really good at film, you might be really good. That might not be your purpose. But I would say it probably is because of your passion. All that stuff follows your purpose. Okay, because with your purpose, passion's kind of connected.
Is it wrong to question what you're good at?
Definitely nothing wrong because you're good at way more things than you ever knew.
Yeah.
I'm saying you
Yeah, all
got
the
you
time.
got you got more
I just
gifts.
wanted to need that.
I'm saying you got more gifts that you haven't used.
Yeah.
That like I said, you need to play with a little bit and try other gifts.
One thing I'm really good at, like mounting like TVs. Man, I do that in the blink of an eye.
So that's called mastery. When you can do something without any kind of conscious thought, that's where I try to get with this stupid dog business.
Hey, that's people that,
Until
that's a
the wife
business
starts
right there.
talking, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I put my earphones on. I got my podcast stuff in there. I got listening to things. I'm in a zone.
Yeah.
She starts talking, I'm done. Now it's a fight. Now I can see that dog voodoo. You know what I'm saying? Just laying there and start smelling.
I think you
I
lost
can't even
patience
really
with her.
smell it.
That's what really.
No, it
is
ain't that. She just wants to be heard. I mean, that's
Yeah,
females.
that's females. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But why
females.
don't you have the grace to listen to me? Why is it so?
said, why don't you
Why-
have
my
the
thing
grace?
is,
Why
why
the reaction is so like?
why is
She
she
said, why don't you?
projecting on me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
saying, if you think it's important, do it. You know what I'm saying? If I think it's important, I'm gonna do it.
I like
I
that.
promise you. But I'm saying, I don't think. I mean, I got enough stuff in my head that's important that I don't need your stuff.
You guys communicate that? I mean, I like to sugarcoat shit
communicate.
sometimes. You
know,
can try it too.
The more you communicate, or the more you sugarcoat, the worse it gets. You have to.
Right.
You have to set boundaries. You have to, like I said, you have to let her know that this is not a mind dumping session. You know what I mean? It's got to.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like how it impacts you, like the fact that she bothers you.
Oh, it throws
you
me
need
off.
to communicate that to her. Like, okay,
Believe me, I've
I
communicated
understand
to
you
her.
want this
He
and
said,
that, but
"Believe
like
me."
when I'm
It's-
doing
They've
this,
been doing it
It's
for
been
years.
communicated.
Liam is a vet when it comes to
It's not,
marriage
believe me,
things.
it's not being questioned.
to 20 year
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Liam is a vet.
They're trying to
Tell me
get
shut the
like-
fuck up sometimes, baby.
Maybe. All right. So develop your purposeful skill set. Your skills are what what you need to create value for other people. You need to be efficient. Don't waste time. Don't waste opportunities. We need to build up each other's revenue and cash flow. The more you build up your revenue and cash flow, the more you can hire people. Okay. You can get some of the stuff off your head you don't want to deal with. When you hire other people, you actually give them an opportunity to fulfill their purpose. And you got to understand everybody's winning. And that's the idea of the connection part. So you need to be purposely expressive. So you got to watch your words. Stop cussing. What's cussing? Anybody know? What is it?
just
Some
words to
people
me.
call it lack of vocabulary.
Nah.
But I'm saying, if you think words are just words, words are how God created this whole world.
By speaking.
By speaking in it, he's called bara. He's the only one that can speak things into existence, except my wife. When she starts to speak, a lot of times things get done. She don't have to do them, just like God. This is the problem. I'm telling you, when you let your female tell you what to do all the
Yeah,
time,
he's complaining like a bug.
Becomes.
now she thinks she's God.
Yeah.
Now she's going to keep telling you what to do all the time.
But that's
Okay,
his
she
choice.
got to realize words don't create. Words can mess you up, but they don't really. They're powerful. But I'm saying words can't just create things. Oh, you need it. If I do it, then she just barraged. Now she did what God
You said
does.
barrage?
Bara is the
Okay.
is the actual word.
Term,
Yeah,
okay,
the
gotcha.
term in
barrage.
yeah, is it Judaism or whatever? It's or whatever it was printed.
Okay.
I'm still stuck on what is cussing. Like honestly,
Okay, so what is cussing? It's a lack of vocabulary.
Why would you say it's
Lack
lack
of communication.
vocabulary?
Because you can't think of what actually really to say, so you just start cussing.
That's how it works.
That's what
Not
it is.
really. I mean, if you know
Oh, absolutely.
what the cuss word means, like some cuss word have a definition. So what do you mean? Like if I'm using that word to define something and it's a cuss word.
What cuss
let
words
it
do you
be.
use to define things? Is there other words you could use that aren't?
I mean, if
cussing?
I'm calling you the B word, I'm defining you as somebody who's ignorant and this and
Wow.
that. I'm not saying I
So
do that in person,
you
but
don't
there's people who
understand
does that.
when they do that. What are they telling you?
They're being aggressive about
They're
who they
being
are.
a bitch. That's what
Yeah.
they're telling you.
So you said that you're mirroring.
Yeah, that's their mirror.
Yeah.
So your mirror's ugly if you're cussing. I'm just letting you know.
Now you just say it's a lack of vocabulary. It's just,
It
like, it's
is.
just stuck in my head. I'm like,
It is a lack of vocabulary.
isn't that a word? It has a definition. Like,
I'm sure God didn't make it up. I don't see any cuss words in the Bible or in the Quran.
made
You
it.
see any cuss words in the Quran?
what do you mean? I mean,
Nah,
no.
that-
Okay, then use what he uses.
There's a lot of words that we use regularly or not in the
Okay,
Quran
why?
or the Bible, and they're not
Why?
even cuss words.
Why?
Because humans created words. That's
Okay.
one. And there's different languages too.
Okay.
All right.
Different languages talk about the same thing. So stop cussing. Get good at unveiling the
I hate
value
people that cuss.
you have created for them. You can't say that because you're saying you hate yourself.
Yeah, I hate myself.
Okay, don't.
He acted
You're
out.
supposed to get closer to
Continue.
God. All right, so get progressively enthusiastic. Okay, everything actually gets better if you think it gets better. Okay, you need to operate in a position of excellence.
How
So-
do you get there?
If you don't operate in a position of excellence, the way I get there is I do all things to the glory of God. That's what I do.
Gotcha.
So if I don't not doing them for God, I'm not doing them.
So it's just basically saying that,
You're not doing them for man. You're not doing it for who you work for.
you know, Allah take,
Yeah,
you know, guide me through everything, take control.
absolutely.
Gotcha.
You need to develop a personal tool set. Learn which tools you use for each task. Learn how to use all the tools your purpose requires. Learn one thing at a time. Leverage your tools of your trade and profit from them. Okay, Solomon is in the Bible and in the Quran. He was given wisdom. Okay, Solomon did not give his wisdom away. He actually sold it to other kings. You know what I mean? Because they wanted empires like he had. They wanted to be, you know, moving the way they did, and all the money got together. And like I said, they just came and actually gave him money to listen to him, sit there and listen to him. Okay, so how do you deploy? Deploy means to go into
Come on. Now.
yourself into your purpose. I'm
No,
saying, it might be a funny word for y'all. I don't know
Come
what
on
deploy.
now,
I know what employ means. It's not going to work for somebody
know what
else.
deploy.
We're not supposed to employ
Look at it, he
ourselves.
sound like that.
So
We're supposed
self-employed,
to deploy ourselves.
so self-employed is a bad thing.
Self-employed is just creating your own job.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know.
So instead of saying like I'm self-employed, you'd be like I run a company because the
You
mind.
don't run a company.
What do you mean?
You are the company.
But the company still needs to be run.
The company, you can stop it today.
Hmm?
The company, you can stop today.
So
You say he's in that stage of running it.
if you have 2 or more people in that company, you still need to run it. Or even if so, for example, if I'm employing 2 or more people, I'm not the company anymore. I'm running the company. But if like
So what's the difference between running a company and just doing everything yourself?
but doing everything yourself, you're doing everything yourself. But if running a company, you have other people do the work and you just oversee.
Okay, so if you're still, you cannot work on your business if you're in your business.
I already know that.
Okay, so having 2 people working for you is alleviating some of your time. Is all it's doing. You're not running a company.
So what is running a company like?
I'm saying I'm trying to get to the point where I own a company, not run a company.
Yeah.
CEOs have a job.
Yeah.
They run companies. Okay, they have a limit what they can make. Okay, when you own a business, you can own 10 businesses. As long as you're not the CEO and you're not working in your company, you can own 50 businesses.
Understood.
That's what you're trying to get to. You're not trying to run a business. You're not trying to create a business. You're trying to run.
I got you.
Yeah, or you're trying to own. My fault.
Yeah, because some people could say I'm running this company and not even be it was not even their company.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, you can run other people's companies. Yeah. You can be a CEO for 3 companies.
Gotcha.
All right, so how do you deploy yourself in your purpose? You stay yielded to God until you discover your purpose. Okay, so you say, not my will, but your will. Okay, the idea is we're given free will. You can decide to do whatever you want. I don't do whatever I want. I do whatever I read about in the Bible, or people teach me in the Bible, or teach me about my source. Okay, I do whatever that is. Just like you could do the same thing with the Quran. Whatever's in there should be in you. Most people read the Quran or read the Bible, but they don't read it slow enough to let the Bible read them. The idea is that book reads you, and then you actually see what you need to work on. Okay? So you stay yielded to God till you discover your purpose or His will. You seek God's wisdom before you do anything else. God's wisdom is first pure, peaceable, and easy to understand eventually. And do your best at your work. That's all basically I have as far as your purpose. Can y'all remember any of the 4 things you got to do for your purpose?
You said 4.
There's 4 things to know that you're in your purpose.
Can name you a couple.
Just name a couple. Name one.
You said you gotta be creative.
Be creative.
I mean, are you talking about
Purpose wise.
That's fulfillment. Creative, contribution, connection. So your purpose
this is the one
itself.
I'm actually thinking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
4 things to know that you're in your purpose. First of all, you got to please God.
Of course.
Okay, that's your part of your purpose. Let me see. I'll tell you. I'll give you the actual. Your spiritual purpose or your spiritual part of your purpose is to please God. Okay, your special purpose is to create value for other people.
Creative.
Okay, Your social purpose is to connect with those other people. And your sacrificial purpose is contribute to people other, that can't contribute back to you. So
I
there's
like
four parts of your purpose. Your spiritual purpose is to please
To
God.
please God, be a
Yeah.
servant of God.
Yep. Second one is your special purpose. You're supposed to create value for other people. You can't do that in a job. You
No,
do
you
create
can't.
minimal value because you're running their company, making them money. But that's not really, if you're in that business, they say if you're an employee, you want to go to a business like an entrepreneur. Okay, if you go to their business like an entrepreneur, you're going to see things differently and you're going to make their business better.
Right.
Okay, that's the idea. So if you go in with that idea, then you're not just, because jobs are okay when you first start because you need to pick up skills. If you pick up a few skills, then you have no reason why you can't do your own.
Can you do that with like big companies?
Absolutely. I'm saying right now you're on a path to where you're supposed to be because you're picking up skills in finance and doing things. It's not a bad thing, but I'm saying that's not your purpose.
No, I agree. I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah. So if you want to get God's blessing and you want to get moving in your groove and be the king of your thing, you got to, understand that that's just a little spot in your life. You know what I mean? You have to figure out what you're going to do for yourself and do for other people, obviously, and connect with other people and sacrificial purpose, contribute to other people. So that is your purpose.
Like that.
Yeah. So those four things, if you remember those four things, it answers a lot of questions. Should I do that? I mean, does it, create value for other people? Does it connect with other people? Does it please God? Or does it, give me a chance to give to other people that can't give back to me? That's part of your purpose,
Servant, creation. Self value, creating value
Creating
for others.
value, yeah.
Social value for
Yeah, connecting with people
connecting. The last one was
is giving to people.
giving back.
Yeah. That's all. I'm saying if those four
That
things.
summed it up.
Yeah, I'm saying it enlightens me. I know that because I was thinking the same thing. Because purpose is kind of like a word that, I'm doing my purpose right now. It's like, okay. You've been doing it for 40 years and you still broke as hell.
I mean, you could be broke in your purpose.
Well, you're right, but I'm saying if you actually develop skills and stuff, you're not going to be broke. Broke actually is a spiritual warfare. So you're fighting something.
Damn right.
You're fighting something you shouldn't be fighting. God is not broke. God is a God of abundance.
We
I don't
hear
think
that.
broke
Everything
comes with
here-
peace. That's the problem.
We hear that. When we in
I don't
the
know if broke
reality
comes with
world.
peace. Honestly.
Broke does not come with
That's
peace.
what I'm saying.
It
Like
comes
broke
with
does not come
complacency.
with peace. It's like
Comes
it
with a headache.
Complacency, when you're complacent, you're broke. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
You
know how you
gotta
gonna be
think.
your purpose and you
Why
ain't
would
at
God?
peace.
Yeah, why would God, set you on this earth to be broke and you have no influence, you have no connections, you have no. I'm saying the more influence, connections, all that stuff. The devil wants you to be broke because he knows you can't fulfill your purpose being broke.
Facts.
But God does not want you to be broke. I'm not saying you're supposed to create value for other people. You're not supposed to sit here and just store it up for yourself. You're supposed to create value for, your children's children. You're supposed to create an inheritance, for people that are coming behind you. So they don't have to start at broke like we did. I started at broke. My parents lived in trailer courts and stuff.
Yeah.
My mom never owned a home, You guys are starting way better than your parents probably did.
Oh yeah.
So your kids should be half kings already.
Oh, they kings, right? Yeah.
But I'm saying,
They're lucky
are they
as fuck.
kings in physical or are they kings in mental?
Oh, they're
Because
not-
you're
they're not
supposed to be
mentally-
you're supposed to be
Where yet?
So the other kings in your world.
see the
With
mom
a
actually
physical
can
king.
give birth to a child,
Yeah.
but the father has to give birth to the spirit of the child.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand, you have a bigger job than a mom. I mean, a mom obviously does a really good job in birthing and taking care of the physical needs. You're the one that puts them into that the spiritual world.
The awakening moment.
Yeah.
That's why God, bought Adam first, no?
That's right. Well, he's the
He had the
foundation.
spirit first.
He's the foundation. Yeah, he had to have everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was supposed to be a helpmate, just like your
Right.
wife's supposed to be your helpmate.
Yeah.
But if you ain't about shit, your wife's gonna have her own ideas going on, and she gonna run with it, because she is like a microwave. She can make your shit way bigger.
It's okay. I could lose one rib and still survive.
Yeah.
Crazy.